Audio's live now, so yeah, I'm ready to go whenever you guys are.
Okie dokie, Artichoke.
Give me 1 minute here. Pull up Twitch on.
I knew we smart to do it today. I'm supposed to have a shave today.
Well, you sound good, so that's a plus.
You know why we sound good?
Because it's us.
I'm not streaming it.
Oh, and then the phone rings. Hold on just a second.
All right.
Jesus, Murphy. Probably freaking...
Oh, it's totally a spam bot. What's the official date, Mark? Or I should say age.
What? Do I have to say? I'll be 50.
You don't have to. You can hint at it.
I'll be 54. 54.
Yeah. You're a youngin'.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spam bot.
Oh.
Did we get any questions from the community, by the way? I did not look.
I didn't see any, but I haven't checked in the last couple of hours. Let me just quickly. Oh, hang on. Oh no, it's going live. We're live.
Oof.
No, we didn't know.
All right. Fair enough. We've got plenty to talk about anyway, so that's fine. All right. Let's do this, Mark.
Right. Oh, you caught me off guard now. Right.
It happens.
Yeah. Right. Here we go. I'm doing swear all over. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 783 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today, Cinco de Mayo, 2024. You're coming live from the West Wing in Roseville, California. Also live from bits and parts of England.
Yeah, West Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire. I didn't want to say something wrong there, and I would have said something wrong if I actually tried to nail it down, so I'm glad you spoke in there. That's the voice of Mark Wright, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Hello,
on
Greg.
the podcast.
Hello, everyone. Yep.
Also, in parts unknown in
Yeah, I did.
Kansas City-esque.
4 hours away from Kansas City, so
I know,
I'm
I
more...
just lump you in there, though, because you're a Chiefs fan. So, Kim
I'm on
Woods
the-
on the podcast.
Yeah, that's me. I'm on the actual opposite end of the state from Kansas City, but anyway, I digress. Yeah, I'm here. I'm happy to be here, and let's do a show.
And you're Missouri, right?
Yes, I'm
Missouri?
in Missouri. Yeah,
No, Missouri.
Missouri. Yeah, or Missouri, depending on the day. You know.
All right. Well, thank you both for making the show. Of course, Robin taking the day off today because he is absolutely engrossed in celebrating his heritage, Cinco de Mayo. He is knee deep in margaritas and
Tacos and
shepherd's pie.
Burritos and. I had chicken
So,
fajitas tonight.
What was that?
I had chicken fajitas tonight.
Oh, see,
I'm
there you go.
celebrating.
See,
Yeah.
we're all trying to support Robin.
Yep.
I plan on doing a very authentic dish to his heritage. I'm going to have Chinese chicken salad later on.
There you go.
Yeah, we're a podcast about video games. We talk about video games because that's our passion, but we also talk about all kinds of stuff beyond video games. So if you're new to the show, welcome. We will entertain you for an hour and a half-ish. So strap in, get ready. We do this every Sunday, 9 p.m. Strike that. 8 p.m. in the UK.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Muscle
It's a
memory
little
now.
bit earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
8 p.m. in the UK, 12 p.m. in the West Coast, 3 p.m. in the East Coast, and we really don't care about Kim's time zone, but it's 2 p.m. there. We are on Discord. We are on Facebook. So catch us there from your social media stuff. I think we also have a Twitter account, but honestly, I'm pretty sure Robin has given up on monitoring that Twitter account. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. So like, subscribe, do the social media thing. Help us out a little bit. Give us a little bit of love. And yeah, so that's the setup. That's the premise of the show today. Now, before we get into talking about stuff, we have to acknowledge when one of our own gets a little bit older. And of course, Mr. Mark Wright, you're going to be adding a gray hair to the 53 that you have
The
currently.
lack of them, yeah. Yeah, I'm leveling up.
May 9th is your birthday coming up.
Yeah, leveling up another year.
Yeah, leveling up, yeah. Or losing a level, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Any big plans for the birthday?
Well, I've booked a week off work like I normally do, and I've got a few DIY jobs around the house. But on my birthday, we're going out for a meal and stuff. We'll go to the cinema and see the new Planet of the Apes movie, because that's how we did before over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, celebrating your heritage once again.
yeah.
I mean, if we believe evolution, I'm just saying.
all right.
Yeah.
Thought
Right
we were
there,
just calling
right?
Mark a
Huh?
gorilla.
Well, my
Well,
back is like
he
a
does
silverback.
strike some resemblance. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Silverback.
yeah.
Of course.
My back's like a silverback. Yeah.
dear.
All right. Let's dive into some story time. Well, Mark, would you like a happy birthday song?
Yeah, I'd like that actually, if I can find it. Here we go.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
I'm so glad you didn't ask me to sing you a birthday song, because I thought I was prepared to do that.
Oh, I missed
I
out
get it.
there, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have a private session afterwards.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Boom
Maybe.
chicka wappa. Anyway,
All right. Let's talk about some story time. Kim, what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
no, well, actually, this week was fairly quiet.
Thanks for being on the show, Kim. I
Yeah, I know,
appreciate
right?
all the effort you put into the show. And
See you next week, folks. Bye.
I'm getting there. Anyway, I worked on Tony's wheel. He was having problems with the wheel getting it to work with Steam Link. So when finally there wasn't any children around yelling at me, which is, always nice. I hooked it up to the Steam Link and did some reading on Google, and I finally figured that out. Apparently there's a virtual heater software on the Steam Link, and apparently I thought I had it turned on, but I didn't. And I went ahead and bought the software off of Steam beforehand. Well, then I read somewhere that, you don't want two of those running because then they cancel each other out. So I installed the one that I bought off Steam, got a hold of Steam to see if they would at least, because I bought it twice, because I didn't realize once I had it once, it worked for me and Tony both. So I bought me one and I bought him one. Anyway, long story short, I got a hold of Steam. They refunded at least one of them, so that was nice. And I switched it on to the Steam Link, and I hooked his wheel up, turned on American Truck Simulator, and I wiggled the steering wheel back and forth, and hey, it works. So,
okay.
yeah. So long story short, we got the wheel to work. So now if he'll play with it more often, because he, all Christmas, that's all he wanted was a steering wheel. Got him a steering wheel. Guess what? He hasn't hardly touched since I got it for him for Christmas.
Steering wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Don't worry. He's in good company. There's a bunch of people with PSVR 2s out there that
Oh, I know,
are in
right?
the same boat.
And then he got a hold of me. I don't know, what was it? Monday night, I think it was. And some odd reason, he's having a heck of a time on his Xbox One getting Call of Duty to work. And in his frustration, somehow or another, he managed to uninstall it. And then he couldn't get it to reinstall, or I don't know. He had a hell of a problem. So I told him, I said, all right, I'll see you, I think it was Thursday. And I said, so load it up. And I said, bring it out Thursday. And I said, I will take a look at it. So he got it down here. I got it hooked up. And, the console needed an update, and he hadn't done that. So who knows how long this damn thing needed an update, and he just didn't do it. So we did the update. I got COD downloading, and I don't know, it only took about 15 minutes. Anyway, long story short, I got that working. So now he can play COD and try to catch up with me.
Did he yell at you again for being a level 100?
I was
Oh,
going to
well,
say,
of course,
has he caught you up yet?
No, he's only like a level 52. So
God, what a
his last
loser.
I checked-
I know.
I know, right? So
By the way, deeply disappointed that sound effect did not come across well on last week's show.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, because Tony just straight up is like pretty much
Yeah.
like you're a loser.
Yeah.
Right.
Level 100. Maybe you should get off the COD.
Yeah, the vibes I got from that voice message was passive aggressive, big
Oh,
time.
totally.
Yeah.
Total
was
passive
definitely-
Because
aggressive.
luckily, I had the
Pissed
privilege
off.
of hearing it in the WhatsApp group, but yeah, it didn't come through on the podcast right well. But yeah, it's a great voice message.
And he's only 11.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
imagine what he's gonna be like when he gets older. Oh dear God. Which he got lucky this weekend. I haven't had even a chance to even fire up my Xbox, much less play COD. So I haven't done much of anything with it this weekend. So he's lucky on that note. Yesterday we had Owen's birthday. Well, Owen and Dad's birthday party at the bowling alley. Which let me tell you, I have not been to our bowling alley for a while. But the last time I was there, they had like pinball machines and like the old time arcade machines and all that. Gone.
Oh, really dating
All-
yourself there, Kim.
I know, right? But no, but they don't
Did
have them now.
Did they have running cars?
Yeah, they have running cars.
Yeah, but
the
jukebox
only-
in the corner playing Happy
Right.
Days.
right? Fun day. No, anyway. The only video game they had was I think it was the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift video game, which was
Okay.
kind of like the old video game that had the car seat and you drove the steering wheel, the whole 9 yards. I think we've all played it. I can't remember, they called it something else before, like San Francisco something. I can't remember. Anyway, but the pinball machines were gone. There was no other actual video game like arcade machine like you would think. What they have now are these things that you feed tokens into and they spit out tickets. And then over along one wall, they have the big machines with all the prizes and stuff in it that you can feed the tickets into, and hey, you get a prize. It may only amount to like a little plastic bag with like 3 Tootsie Rolls in it, but it's a prize. So the only other thing
a dime
they had,
bag of Tootsie Rolls. That's
a dime bag
that's
of
a
Tootsie Rolls.
prize.
Yeah, that's a prize. The only other thing that I was even actually good at was the skee ball machine. You remember this, you know,
Okay.
skee ball with the balls, you throw them up in the little hoops and all that, score points. Yeah.
Now, importantly, we have to ask, since we've
Uh-huh.
talked about going to a bowling. By the way, it's a
Uh-huh.
bowling center. The
Okay.
Professional Bowlers Association would like you to refer to it as a bowling center, not a bowling alley.
Well,
They
they
have
still call it a bowling
standards
alley around
here.
here. So
Yeah.
I mean, if
so
you look it up in the phone book, it'll even say bowling alley. But anyway,
who did the best play bowl?
well, nobody actually bowled. That was the thing.
What?
We all just hung out in the yard.
Oh, no,
I
wait a
know.
minute. You go to
I
a
know.
bowling center
I know.
and nobody bowls.
I know. I mean, I would have been up for it. I'm a shitty ass bowler, but I like to bowl. So,
I am deeply disappointed at this.
well, I was
this
kinda
hurts
too,
my
but-
soul.
but we did hang out in the arcade and eat cupcakes and watch
Well,
the kids.
the
get
arcade
hundreds
was what? One machine?
Yeah, pretty much. One machine and then the little ticket machines that you just kept, shoving tokens into. And the more you shove tokens in, the more it spit out tickets. And I'm like, how's that fun? I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm old fashioned, but I wanted to play pinball and I couldn't. I was a little heartbroken. So I liked pinball.
CP Matthew, was there a man in a fur pelt floating on Twinkle Toes before bowling a rock into some dinosaur bones?
I
There
wish
might have
that-
been, apparently.
I wish that would have been more amusing. So yeah, but it was fun. I mean, Owen made out like a bandit. Hell, Dad even made out pretty good on. I think he got like a $50 gift card. And when you're older like that, or even my age, $50 for a gift card. That's some pretty good stuff nowadays. So yeah,
Well, with inflation, it amounts to like a toothbrush.
right, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, we all had a good time. It is the first of the month, so we have
Ooh.
calendars.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, right?
Thank God.
God for that.
By the way, it is technically the 5th of the month. I would like to
I
point
know
this
that,
out.
but
All
the
right.
last podcast.
I
and
can't
the
believe we're
first
in
of the
May
month,
already. Doesn't
I
seem
know.
2
I know.
minutes since freaking Christmas, does it?
Right. So anyway, for May on my cosplay calendar, we have one of my favorite characters. We have Arthur Morgan.
Alpha Morgan, yeah.
All right, no.
Yeah,
I could get along with this calendar much easier
I'll bet.
than, yeah.
That's okay. I like this calendar. That's why I bought another one. And actually, I'm right there with you because a lot of the firefighter guys I've already seen like 3 or 4 times. So it's kind of like
And let's be honest, we're starting to question their sexuality.
a little bit. And for my firefighter account, we have Steve and I think it's Araxa. I'm assuming Steve is the firefighter and Araxa is the cat, but
I feel
don't
like
know.
I've seen Steve before.
yeah, I think Steve's been in one of them before. So they're starting to repeat themselves. So anyway, there's Steve and there is a cat in there. She's right there. So feel like I need to point that out. Speaking of cats, I guess I was telling you guys about this before the podcast started. I have actually had to help deliver kittens yesterday, so I
Oh.
guess I'm officially a midwife to a cat now.
Oh, I thought you meant like Uber or
Congratulations.
Amazon.
By the way, my
No.
mom is looking for a cat. Could you throw one in a box and mail it?
Sure, or
Okay.
4 or 5, why not?
The
Yeah,
strongest survives, and that's the one.
there you go. Two men enter and 1 cat leaves. No. Anyway, yeah, I got home. Well, oddly enough, from the birthday party, and we had this cat out by the front door, and she was starting to go in labor. And at first, I didn't. I don't know, it didn't click, I guess. I was feeding the other cats, and I'm like, I keep hearing a kitten. Why the fuck do I hear a kitten? And I look over, and there she is. So she's got this kitten half-birthed, I guess you'd say. And I guess she can't figure out, she's not a very bright cat, apparently. She can't figure out how they get the cat the rest of the way out. And I mean, it's not funny, but it is funny because she was going in circles. And I guess she thought centrifugal force would shoot the cat out the rest of the way. I don't know.
That's the way I do it.
Right? Just spin around in circles. And
Quick somersault, how it pops.
right. So anyway, I helped her out, and we got the little devil delivered. She only had 2. So her and the other 2 mama cats that have had kittens this year are all in one of the cat houses. All 3 of them with all 3 of their litters in there, like feeding each other's kittens. So I guess they're happy. So yeah. So cats. What are you gonna do?
They just keep coming.
I know, and I know there's people like, why don't you get them fixed? I'm like, I would if I had money coming out of every orifice, but it's expensive around here to get cats fixed.
Well, and let's be honest. The rate they get knocked off, I mean,
I don't know. Knock on wood, I've been pretty good this year and last year with not losing very many, but who knows?
the year is still young, Kim.
I know, right? Anyway, other than that, other animal trauma. This morning, our oldest horse had come up to eat, I guess, and he's now limping because apparently he's run into something with his back leg and cut it all open. So, yay. So, I don't know. He's in the pen. We've got it sprayed and cleaned up and taken care of. So, hopefully, in a week or 2, it'll heal up and he'll be fine. But, horses, they're the only animals I know you can put them out in a lot with nothing in it, and they will still find some way to freaking hurt themselves. Yeah. It's just the way it works. So,
Okay.
anyway,
Well-
that's it for me.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for the cat update.
Sure.
And apparently, per CP Matthew, you are running a cat house.
Well, I kind of am. Several, actually.
There we go.
It's not very lucrative, though. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Madam Kim. Mark, what's been going on with you? How's the mouth?
Right, yeah, so getting there slowly. I've had the worst 4 weeks ever. The pain has been unbearable. So I've had a broken tooth right at the back for quite a while now, and it hasn't bothered me, so I've just left it. Over here, the NHS system, it's going down in the fucking pan, and I haven't had an NHS dentist for quite a few years now. It's hard to get on the list.
I don't feel so bad now.
Yeah,
Yeah, this kind of stuff makes me then just like take a step back from like being like, oh,
we can pay
you
private.
have the
but
better
it's-
system.
Yeah, no, NHS is going down the pan big time over here. You can't even get to see a doctor anymore. It's crazy. But yeah, so this tooth, I think the nerve must have exposed. I must have bit on something, and I've made it worse. And then the nerve is exposed, and the pain has just been unbearable. The first night it happened was a Wednesday night, and I was in that much pain. I tried getting some pliers and pulling the fucking thing out myself.
Damn.
I rung Jason. I
Wow.
was begging Jason to come down and pull it out because I couldn't bear the pain. I was literally crying like a baby. I was in that much pain. I ended up
Yeah.
Mark,
having
if we'd have
loads.
been closer, my dad would have been over there with a pair of pliers
Yeah,
helping you out.
I'd have
because
let him
I've
do it
caught
as well.
him-
Yeah.
I'd have caught him. I
Just-
caught him doing
okay,
about the same
this
thing.
is giving me a bit of the heebie-jeebies because there is no worse sound than when a tooth is pulled
Yeah.
because you just hear it
Well-
and it just.
Following on what's sort of like the final outcome, we'd have struggled to get it out anyway. Anyway, I'll get onto that. So I ended up, obviously with Jenny's ailments and everything, she's been prescribed oral morphine, and I think I took a bit too much of that. I was fucking. I was fucking. If I'd have been stopped by police, I'd have been straight in for fucking being a druggie. And yeah, I was high as a kite, and I was out of it. And the next day, I felt awful, and I went to work the next day as well. Luckily, it took the pain off
Nice. Well, that car's fucked.
a bit. Yeah. So I managed. I said to Jenny, says, look, I'm going to have to foot the bill. I don't care what it costs. I'm going to have to go to a dentist. So I went to this local dentist because I do private as well as NHS. I went in, I says, look, I need to register. I've got an emergency. I need it sorting. And I put my details in the computer and went, oh, as it happens, we've got a new NHS dentist joined us and we can get you in as an NHS patient. Brilliant. So, yeah, so that saved me a fortune. So I had the initial inspection and they give me some x-rays and everything. Give me some antibiotics, which helped calm it down a bit because I wouldn't do anything till the infection had gone because it was all infected. All my jaw and right up to my ear was hurting and everything.
Dang.
So I had to wait another 2 weeks from that point. So the antibiotics lasted a week and then it started hurting again after that. So I've just had nothing but pain. So I've been taking Cocodamol, I've been taking bloody morphine.
Oh yeah, you've been siphoning off Jenny's morphine apparently.
Yeah, the trouble is though, like codeine and morphine and that, it bungs me up. So I haven't been able to fucking shit for 3 days or 4 days at a time. It's been awful. I've never known pain like it. I don't know how I've got through it, to be honest. And I've worked through it all as well. I've not had a day off. Finally went. Initially, I was going to have a
But you took the podcast off. Come on. If you're
I know,
working,
right?
Yeah.
I expect more from you, Mark.
I would either asleep or I as a kite.
I would have loved to
and
be on the
obviously,
show
yeah,
totally high.
Yeah, and obviously I've not played anything. But yeah, so I went for the actual tooth sorting out, and I was initially having a root canal. So obviously that gets rid of a nerve anyway, so problem solved. So I'm gonna have a root canal and get it sorted. When I went back, she says, "Oh, the fracture's deeper than we thought. It's actually fractured right down into the root. We can't do a root canal. We're gonna have to pull it." And I went, "Just fucking take it out. Get rid of it. Get it out. I just don't want it anymore." So yes, I had the extraction on this past Wednesday.
Okay.
Now, yeah. So the actual extraction, fucking hell, it's the one
dear.
right at the back. I had a load of injections, so I didn't feel any pain, but
Right.
I thought my head was going to come off. She's dragging it around and moving
Yeah.
it with tools left and right to get it to wobble. Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's up there to her elbows in your mouth. It's they have to get in there and work
She was-
at getting that tooth out.
The metal tool she was using was banging my front teeth, trapping my lip, bust my lip.
Yeah. Could
cut
you
all my
rubber
tongue.
coat the tools, people?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes, it was awful. Finally got it out. Obviously biting on the gauze to get the blood clot there. But since Wednesday, and it's still like it out, my jaw aches like hell. I've got more pain with the jaw now than the toothache. But yeah, no, it's out. I can eat now properly and, well, just about properly. I've got to eat on the other side because I've got to let the blood clot fully heal and everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up with what we call a dry socket.
And those
But,
hurt too. I
yeah.
haven't had one, but my sister did, and she said, "Oh yeah, it was painful."
Well, I've checked it regular, and the blood clot hasn't moved at all since the day I've had it done. So luckily, I've looked after that side of it. But yeah, oh man, 4 weeks of absolute agony and hell. Never want to go through that again. So painful.
I don't blame you.
Right?
Anything else besides the tooth,
Yeah.
Mark? Anything else?
Anything? Have I done
Bueller.
anything else? No. No, we watched a couple of things, but I think you've talked about them in the past couple of weeks. I've watched Dune 2.
Okay.
So I've seen Dune 2. I really enjoyed that. Really good. Really cinematic.
Do you know what the story's about?
Yeah,
I still don't.
Yeah. It's very. It's all about
Spice,
control.
sand.
Yeah, it's all about control of spice on this planet, which they use for interstellar travel. It's
And
a very
super white people.
Yeah.
And desert people.
Yeah, the good guys
Okay.
and the bad guys.
That's the
But
way I
yeah,
looked at
it's
it.
like Robin said, it's a very political thing. But yeah, it's really good.
it
Watched Rebel Moon Part 2.
Okay.
yeah.
Better?
On par with the first. Yeah, it was watchable. It was not as good as I thought.
The first one disappointed me. I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, the second won't wow you.
Okay.
So, yeah,
It's on my watch list, but I'm not like yammering to watch it.
Yeah.
Um,
Chris has
I will have some recommendations for you though.
Yeah. Chris has put with Dune 2 interstellar travel and getting high as a kite. I could have done with that spice. Getting high as a kite for the past 3 weeks.
It's like you were living Doom.
Yeah. So I've seen Dune 2, Rebel Moon 2. What else we've seen?
I'm going to actually
can't remember.
ask you a question since
I
I'm
can't
gonna take
remember
you
much.
back to
Last 4 weeks
the,
were a
the,
blur.
the tooth issue.
Yeah,
He's been hiring a guide, so.
yeah.
At any point in time, did you sneak in to actually steal a little bit more of Jenny's medication? Like, did she not know you were taking more
Oh,
at any point in time?
Like I've not slept properly for 4 weeks, so
Okay.
because of the pain. So I'll try and go to sleep. I've had to sleep sat up because if I lay down, I think it's something to do with blood flow, or whatever. It made the pain worse. And then every couple of hours I'd be sneaking down, having a swig of morphine, swilling it round the tooth, going back upstairs, trying to get a bit more, like another half an hour sleep. And then by the morning, I realised I must have had fucking half a bottle of morphine. so yeah, not good, not good.
This visual of you just tiptoeing down.
Yeah.
You're like the Hamburglar
Yeah,
coming in.
Yeah.
That's a McDonald's reference for those that don't know. And you're just swiping the morphine, having a swig, and then tiptoeing back up.
yeah, that was me.
All right.
So yeah, 4 weeks of hell.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
So it was a hectic week. So I went to Texas, San Antonio, beginning of the week. I flew out Monday, stayed. We went to Pabst Brewing, which if you're not familiar with Pabst, it's Pabst. They make Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. They also make Lone Star beer, a couple other different kind of I don't want to call them IPA type things, but anyway, so they have a number of different brands. But what's interesting about Pabst, they actually don't do their own brewing anymore. They actually contract with Miller Coors. Miller Coors brews all of their beer for them, and they really just handle all the distribution of their own brand. But they moved their headquarters from Wisconsin to San Antonio. So we flew out to San Antonio. We presented with them and had a nice time there. San Antonio, hot and humid, but we stayed in this area called the Riverwalk, and really awesome area. So they have they're transforming the downtown area of San Antonio, and so they have this lower level kind of Riverwalk area where there's a bunch of restaurants, and you can kind of walk in this gigantic circle. Think of it like a canal where Pete would have his boat, but better. Because there's restaurants, there's things to do. Where I think Pete has just sunk his boat somewhere at this point in time. We have not heard from Pete in a while. But so San Antonio was nice. I went to the Alamo. I saw the Alamo. It's much smaller than you think.
Right.
Now, in fairness, this is the remaining building, and this is kind of the famous building you see. It is the church that kind of withstood the test of time, although they have actually rebuilt the roof on it, so that's all kind of been rebuilt, but the walls of it all are still the original Alamo walls. And then the actual compound of the Alamo was actually pretty significant, pretty big, but it's all gone now. And so I think the most disappointing thing for me is we're walking up to the Alamo, and I saw it at night, and it was actually really very, very kind of respectful at night. The lighting was great. It looked very neat. And then in the daytime, we walked back by it to actually walk the courtyards and stuff. And as we're walking up to it, across the street is a Ripley's Believe It or Not wax museum. And it just like cheapened the experience to me. I don't know. But so, yeah, the Alamo, neat. Saw it, been there, done that. Moving on. Sydney is off on a work trip today. She actually flew out for a conference, a one-day turnaround. She didn't want to stay for an extra day, and I'm like, okay. So she left this morning. She's coming back tonight. Means I get the day to myself, which is nice. So
and you're spending it with us. What the hell?
You know, I kind of like you guys. You're okay.
All right.
Let's see. So all last week, gorgeous weather. In the 80s here. Friday comes along and we get the weather is going to change, and they say rain is going to come in on Saturday. Oh boy, did it ever. Thunder, lightning, hail, temperature dropped to about 50 degrees. I mean, it was just like this complete 180. And I went and Cindy asked if I would put gas into her car for her. So this way she could just wake up in the morning and go to the airport. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So I'm driving to the gas station just down the road. I pass by kind of an intersection that's going through some construction, and it's starting to just hail and be crazy. And get my gas, coming back up, car at some point in time in the 10-minute span on the same road I was on, went off-road, hit a tree, hit a light pole.
Wow.
It was just disaster zone. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay. All right. But yeah, so that was yesterday. We are now in the phase of shopping for barbecue equipment for our outdoor grill and our
nice.
outdoor kitchen. Holy crap, is that shit expensive? That's all I have to say on that.
Yeah.
So last night, I actually watched a couple different episodes, or I should say, a couple different shows on the Disney Channel in honor of Star Wars May 4th. May the 4th be with you, of course. I watched Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi. Now, if you're not familiar with these, they are animated series, and it kind of has. I was trying to kind of explain the animation because it's really unique. The scenery, it's very similar to the Bad Batch. The scenery is all very kind of realistic looking, but then the characters themselves have this kind of cell shaded, kind of Borderlands-esque kind of view to them. Not quite Borderlands. I guess that's probably not doing it justice. But what I really, really like about these two different episodes, and I absolutely recommend this, is that they are very, very mature themed shows. They don't do any of the bullshit Jar Jar Binks crap. There's no little Ewok sidekicks or Baby Yodas. And Tales of the Empire was actually my favorite of the two. It is dark. It is a great story. And so they're very short episodes. They're about 17-20 minutes long each, so you can get through the entire series pretty quickly. And at first I thought they were just going to be individual little tales, but no, they actually are a thought out storyline. And it's about, I think, 6 or 7 episodes for each one of them. Yeah, highly recommend them. Fantastic. And honestly, some of the better Star Wars stories you're going to get, even from the movies, even from some of I think these blow away The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian to me is not aging well. The more and more I am around it and think back to it, the episodes, yeah, go watch these if you are into Star Wars. Highly recommend. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. Outside of, again, going to be celebrating Cinco de Mayo in honor of, Robin. Want to make sure that we pay homage to his Mexican Irish heritage. And yeah, that's pretty much it, Mark. I think we can move on to some game stuff.
It's game time.
Today I feel like playing computer games.
It's game time.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, bud.
Before we get into the games that we get for free, that we pay for,
right?
Let's give a shout out to the chat, because I see a few different people in there, so I'd love to just give them some love.
Alrighty, Badge is in there. Lord is in there. He finally made it on time, so he was particularly happy about that. And CP Matthew is in there. So
excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Kim.
What
games can I get for free that I had to pay a subscription for?
Alrighty, we can do that. Let me tell you. Alrighty, for PlayStation Plus for May, we have EA Sports FC 24 for the PS4 and 5, Destiny 2 Lightfall for the 4 and 5, Ghost Runner 2 for the PS5, and last but not least, the cute little fox that reminds you of Zelda. We have, Link, not Zelda, technically. But we have Tunic for the PS4 and PS5, which is a game that I need to finish one day. But I swear to God, those door puzzles where you've got to hit the buttons and all, my God. I'm too fucking old for those, I think. Anyway, because there's the last one, like the mountain door, and it's, I kid you not, the paragraph that tells you which buttons to hit is that fucking long.
Yeah.
And my arthritic fingers are just like, oh, please God, no. Anyway, Amazon Prime games for May. And I checked, this is this year, this month, this year, not like the last ones that were like last year's. Sorry.
People were very excited for a moment.
I know, right? For May, we have Tomb Raider Game of the Year Edition, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, Dark City International Intrigue, I'll bet, Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition, 9 Witches, Family Disruption. Well, if you got 9 witches, I'll imagine it is. Electrician Simulator. I think that would be good for Pete. Maybe not.
I think that's just a job.
Right?
Again, something like Car Mechanic Simulator. Mark, how much would you want to play that game?
0. I hate
Okay.
fucking cars. I can't wait to get home, and I don't want to come home after a hard day's work fixing cars to go on my PC and fix fucking cars.
Oh, as Lord pointed out, Mark, you're 1 year closer to retirement.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Alrighty, The Forgotten City and 100 Door Games. Escape from School. I guess that's what it's called. 100 Door Games. I don't know. And last but not least, we have Spirits of Mystery, Whisper of the Past. Okay. Epic Games from May 2nd to May 9th. This is now becoming a running joke, but there's Cat Quest 2, which I now own in the Epic Store on Xbox and on Steam.
How many versions do you have that? Do you own, Kim?
Cat's Quest.
Yeah.
Like I said, Epic,
how many platforms?
Well, Epic. Let's see, Xbox and Steam, and I may have it on the PlayStation, but I don't remember. I can get it on the PlayStation. I know it's there. Anyway,
you've even bought it for Nintendo, and you don't even have a Nintendo.
No, I have a Switch.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So you got
I do have a Switch. Yeah.
The real question
I
is,
just don't play it a lot. That's the
how many
problem.
cat games does Kim own compared to how many cats does she own?
I don't
That's
have
the
nearly as
ratio I
many.
want.
I don't have as many cat games as I have cats, so I'm working on it. Although we got one coming out the 9th, and I'll have that one. But anyway, Orcs Must Die 3, which is I also own elsewhere. So because I like the Orcs Must Die games. So anyway, those are available now through the 9th, and then the 9th through the 16th we have Circus Electric and Firestone, which is a reward package for something. I just don't know what. But anyway, there you are.
I see Firestone and I think tires, and then I think
I know, that's what I was
automobile
thinking.
mechanic, and then Mark's grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck off.
And those are your free games that you kind of have to pay for. So there you go.
Let's see. Mark, we'll start with you. I know you said you haven't really done much gaming.
No.
Because
Tooth. I've done a little bit more Dragon's Dogma 2. So did I mention last time that I snuck into the lower part of a map called, is it Batal? So to get into Batal, in this other area, is like a deserty area. You need a pass, and to get this pass, you have to do some certain quests, which is the guy on screen now. Actually, the sort of like guard guy who gives you all the quests, he eventually gives you the pass to get into Batal. But I didn't do that. I was at the gate. The guy refused me entry. The ox cart came. The gate opened, so I just jumped in the back of the ox cart, and I got through that way. But I can't get back. I can't get back to the main part. I could if I used one of my very rare, very precious fairy stones. But yeah, and I've just took it out. I've done a load of jobs down there and killed quite a few animals there. Cause, it's helped me level up actually. Because I think you must earn more XP for the higher level creatures you're killing. But at first, that place was kicking my ass because there was higher level than what I should have been. I shouldn't have been in there. But yeah, it's
that'll show you.
Yeah. So yeah, but you have some different creatures down there what you haven't seen before. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Okay.
Like I say, there was one quest what the guy gave me, which was visit this guy's sculpture workshop thing. So I've done that quest while I've been in that city. But yeah, no, I ain't got too far in it. I've just not had the time. And then rest of the time, I've just been playing Fortnite no build with the kids. So yeah.
Turn into that person.
Yeah. I eventually turned up. Not this Friday gone, the Friday before for Fatal Friday, after I had an hour's sleep because of the painkillers. So I woke up at 9 o'clock and I thought, I better jump on. Nobody was on, so I just did some more Fortnite with the kids and Jay. So yeah.
We'll do that sometime when Tony's here.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. There's about 3 weeks left of the battle pass, and I'm level 74 at the moment, so I've only got 20 levels to go. So I might actually complete this battle pass. So yeah, I've getting right into it at the moment because there's I don't know if I've mentioned this before. There's quite a few different modes now in Fortnite, as well as the Zero build and the build. There's the Lego one, the Rock Band one, which I've not really taken part. But there's one called Rocket Racing, which is a partnership with Rocket League, and that's quite fun. And you can level up with that as well. Level your main character up with by doing the rocket racing, and it's quite a bit of fun. And going around with a little 3-lap circuit, doing a bit of drifting and boosting and stuff, a bit like Mario Kart type thing. So yeah, it's quite fun.
I'll just try that.
Yeah, it's good.
Kim,
Okay.
what's been going on with you?
Not a whole lot, but there is a couple of new things on the list this week. I'll start out with, and they're both on Game Pass. So I'll start out with another Crab's Treasure.
I never put the thing on screen.
I was just gonna say I didn't see anything on screen. I didn't want to say anything, but
right.
You should have said something.
Something was missing there.
Anyway, yeah. Another Crab's Treasure. I'll start with that one because
another
it's
Crab's
cute.
Treasure is somebody else's.
Yeah, it's for
trash?
somebody else because it just. Well, it's a cute little story. Apparently, this crab gets his shell repossessed, and then he's got to go and get it back, right? But
he's got a can on his back.
Yes. The thing is with this, though, is it is a Souls-like. And it doesn't look like that when you look at the game, because it's all cartoony and cute and whatever.
Right.
But it's a Souls-like, and when we all know how well I like those things. So I did good for a while. You have to kind of pick up trash and that sort of thing. And you have to fight these other pissy crabs, and I think they're... these other things are like shrimp or something. I don't know.
Well, it's a giant lobster or crayfish.
Well, it might be. So anyway, you got to fight these things with your little, I think it's a rusty fork.
Yeah. Well, that's quite cute.
It is cute, but then you got to go fight the boss, which I think is what is on the screen now. And I died about 3 times. And of course, like most Souls, like, you drop your stuff, so then you got to go back and get it. So I did this about twice, and despite what this looks like on screen, that he just took him out and it was no big deal, it's freaking hard. As I said, I died 3 fucking times.
Get good.
Get good.
I know, right? I'm not good, and I will freely admit that on these fucking Souls-like games. So I lasted about, I don't know, maybe an hour, because I tried to avoid this guy, and you have to eventually go back and try to defeat him, and I didn't. And so I got tired of it, and I quit. So
another Crab's Treasure, not your treasure.
Not for me, no. Okay. It'd be different if there was a way you could do like Mark and adjust the difficulty and put it down like easy or something, and then I could get through it. But no.
Shots fired.
Right. But no, you can't do that, or at least I never figured out how. I mean, it's a cute little game, and it probably would be something I would play if it wasn't a Souls-like. So yeah, there's that. Okay. But on the same token, I was wanting to play something else and Have a Nice Death. And I've been eyeballing this for a while on Steam, and I didn't do it. And then I found out, hey, it's coming to Game Pass. So yeah, no. So I downloaded that, and it's a roguelike, which, like Hades, you start out, you go so far, and then you die, and then you kind of got to start over. But you get better each time you die. And the story is your death, obviously. And now you're a CEO in your own company. But you're basically, all you do now is paperwork. You've left all the going to get souls to the people around you. And it's kind of run amok. As you can see on the screen now, you're flooded with souls and paperwork and everything else. And you've had it. So you've got to get control of your company back. And the only way to do that is to go out and, beat up your managers or kill them, as it were. And it's fun. I've died on this already a couple different times. But like Hades, you go back, you sometimes you can get points to up things and whatever, make yourself stronger, what have you. So that helps. And you get different weapons. You don't just have the size, some other things that you can get a hold of and use. And I don't know, there's some dry office humor in it, which I find funny. But there's some platforming to it and some other things, and I don't know, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, you die in it just like you would a Souls-like, but it's not quite as difficult, which is nice for me because, yeah. So, like I said, they're both on Game Pass, so you're not out anything to try them. So, Have a Nice Death and another Crab's Treasure. One of them I liked, one of them I didn't. So,
yeah. There's something odd about death dying.
I know, right? You think to yourself, well, you're already dead, but basically
it looks fun though. It definitely
fun.
looks that would be more my jam than the
crab one.
crab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of dry, like, office humor in this too, because of course you're a CEO running your own company. So that, I don't know, that tickles me greatly, because you don't expect death to be, burnt out by paperwork, but here we are. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah. So, Fallout 4. Got the update, fired it up. I was all excited to kind of be like, what's the difference? I honestly can't tell the difference. I mean, it runs, I think, a little smoother.
Right.
I still enjoy Fallout 4, though. That's the thing. So, I've restarted it up from the beginning, and I've been kind of enjoying those kind of opening missions and just kind of rediscovering the Fallout 4 universe. Of course, the show totally drove this. Just the great job they did with the TV show, which is then powered a lot of people to pick up Fallout 4 as well as Fallout 76. I hinted at trying to set up a private server for Fallout 76. Mr. Matthews very emphatically encouraged me to just do it, and I haven't yet. So
Okay.
But Fallout, it's good. It's good stuff. I just there's something about the universe of Fallout. They just nailed this really unique, just vibe. And it's that mashup of the 50s kind of era, Leave It to Beaver, over the top, everything's rosy, but then just set to this absolute apocalyptic backdrop.
And then there's a death claw,
Yeah. So Fallout 4, getting through that. I did fire up, of course, again, Star Wars May the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw Star Wars Jedi Survivor is available on EA Play. Downloaded it, fired that up. If you have played the previous Star Wars Jedi, I can't remember the name of that one. Fallen Order, yes. Yeah. You're going to be right at home. What's nice is they don't do the traditional you start at ground zero with no capabilities type thing for this game. You actually start off feeling pretty capable. It is interesting. There's a new dynamic to this, that you will get crew members that are part of your rebel force. And I did laugh a little bit because one of the crew members, he has a jetpack. And so he can kind of fly around, similar to like what you see with the Mandalorian, what he does. And so he can kind of hover up and shoot stuff and fly around. And the entire time I kept thinking to myself, well, why not? If they're that cool and they're that useful, just get one for yourself.
Right.
You as a Jedi, you run on the walls and all that stuff. But I'm like, sure, still seems like it's a hell of a lot easier just to fly around in the jetpack than trying to run around. But anyway, I digress. Overall, it's really good. Still very much. I mean, if you liked Jedi Fallen Order, you are going to very much like Jedi Survivor.
I've heard it's really good, but I've heard it's really difficult, like the first game was.
Yeah, it's not going to handhold you. I believe there are difficulty settings that you can set as you go into it. And so it has a little bit of that Souls-like vibe again. So you can die, you go back to your last meditation spot. That's your save points within the game. But what is nice is that the game, because it's single player, you can just like straight up just hit the pause button on it and then like turn off your console, fire it back up, and it'll pick right up where you left off. It doesn't have any of the sometimes games with the quick resume don't necessarily function properly because they're tied to online accounts, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
None of that with this. So it works very well. So it's kind of nice to be able to say, hey, I'm going to stop. I think the one big improvement for me with this game is the map. It's a little bit better. Not great. It still is a little confusing, but it does seem like they made a little bit of improvements. There's some legends now on it that will tell you what things mean, as opposed to the previous game. You just had this map that made no sense at all.
Yeah, some of the some of the planets you visited in the first game, like the one with the puzzles with the tunnels and that, and you had to put the balls
Right.
in the thing. Some of them were really hard to figure out where you had to go.
Yeah. So, I'm enjoying it. This would be again on my recommend list. If you're in the mood for Star Wars, you've got 3 items now that I'm giving you: Star Wars Jedi Survivor for a game side, and then the Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi for something to watch. All really kind of hitting those vibes, and again, carrying some seriousness to it. And actually, that's another thing I want to kind of point out in this game. The story has a dark tone to it, and I very much like that, because in realities, the Star Wars universe, it's not a happy place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of death, and there's a lot of just, I don't want to say evil, because it's not really necessarily evil, but it's, there's a lot of just feeling downtrodden, and like you are fighting against an inevitable, an inevitability that you can't win. And this game plays into that as well. And so I was, again, a little taken aback by some of the brutality of it that I didn't expect. You do have your cute little sidekick robot character still. I forgot what it's got. It's like BD1 or something like that. That's his name.
BB-8.
That's still. What was it?
BB-8, is it? It was BB-8 in the
It's not
I'm
BB-8.
sure it was
No, I want to say it's like BB1.
Right. Oh, was BB-8 in the movie? I don't know.
I think BB-8 was in the movie. This is BD1, and it's a little 2-legged robot. And you can do so. The customization feels a little better this go around, in that you can customize kind of all of your character's outfit with different colors. Yeah, BD1. There we go. There are different outfits you will unlock. There's different customizations again you can do with the lightsaber. It's all fairly cosmetic, and then you have your skills and your perks that you upgrade, and that actually will impact performance. But they're not kind of tied to one another. So you can modify the way your character looks. If you want to have a beard, no beard, hugely important in my book. It's good though. It's good. I'm enjoying it. I will likely see this one through to the end. So that's it for me.
Well.
You know what that means?
What does that mean? Oh,
Quiz time.
Quiz time. I still haven't done a sound effect for this. I need to do that.
Slagger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quiz time. Kim,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Yeah.
What year are we going to travel to?
2015.
2015.
Yep.
So imagine, if you will, Mark, we are back in the year 2015. Of course, those in the chat play along. 2015, Kim is going to give us 3 games from 2015. We are going to have to guess what we think the Metacritic score is for those games. And then, of course, the person with the lowest differential wins for the week. There we go. That's the setup. That's it. Kim, what is the first game we're going to be looking
Alrighty. It is Kingdom, which I picked because I've been playing a lot of Kingdom 2 Crowns. It came out on October 21st, which is my brother's birthday. I didn't notice that till now. But anyway, Kingdom came out in 2015 on PC. So
Kingdom.
what was its was its score?
I don't even know the game, do you, Greg?
Well, there was
game.
there was Kingdoms, and then there was Kingdoms New Lands, and I think there was Kingdom 2 Crowns. Or I got them backwards, but because 2 Crowns is the one I've been playing here lately. So
Either way.
it's a little side-scrolling, like 8-bit or 16-bit little game.
All right. I'm going to guess 77.
Okay.
I have no idea. I'm just gonna. I'll go 70.
74.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep. 74.
I will take that.
Alrighty.
Take that, Mark.
Buy one.
Yep. All right. Kim, next game. What are we looking at here?
This is funny because you mentioned it, but anyway, Car Mechanic Simulator 2015
No,
for the PC. It was out on April 23rd. So what was its score? We'll go with Mark this time.
Oh God, I have no idea. I don't even know what the simulator games usually bring on Metacritic. I would say, I guess, 72.
Okay. Greggles?
I think 72 is a pretty fair guess. I think Mark is probably in the realm. I'm going to say, though, because just knowing Mark and how much he loathes being a car mechanic now,
Right.
I'm going to say 65.
68.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently there's other people that don't really care about being car mechanics either. Yeah. Anyway, last but certainly not least, this is one you probably heard of a little bit better. Until Dawn for the PS4.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. This
It
was
came out in August.
Yeah, this was highly received, I believe.
Yep.
84.
Okay. Mark?
I'm going to say it's higher than that because I think the production value of the cinematics and the characters can be killed off was quite unique. I'm going to say 90.
Oof.
90. Okay.
Well, all you were a little high.
Oof.
It was believe it or not, it was 79.
What? Oh no!
I know. I was kind of surprised. But yeah, 79.
All you hear
I
is
like
good
it.
things about that as well.
I know.
Well, 79 is not a bad score, man.
Not
Not
really,
a bad
no.
score.
No,
It is when I said 90.
Oh, yeah.
this
okay.
is true. You know.
That's fair.
Well, there you
Mr.
are.
Matthew threw out a 65 in the chat. I'm assuming that was for the first game.
That was
but-
for Car Mechanic.
No, but the
Was
one
that
you,
for Car
yeah,
Mechanic?
the one you,
Yeah, that was
the
for
one
Car
you
Mechanic,
copied, Greg.
Didn't copy. I just saw it now. Come on. What do you want? All right. Well, Mark,
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you now.
Yeah, you beat me.
I
Yeah,
took
yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
It was a dick move.
Fuck off.
Nicole, we miss you. All right. That does it for Metacritic Madness. What does that put us at? It puts it at news, Mark. We're at the news.
The news, here we go.
Here is the fucking news.
By the way, Christopher Matthew agrees with me. 79 isn't a bad score.
No.
All right. Here we go. In the news, Helldivers 2 dev apologizes as it's hit with over 100,000 negative reviews. So on Friday, publisher Sony announced that from May 30th, the Steam version of Helldivers 2 will require all players to sign in with a PlayStation Network account. This requirement was briefly present when Helldivers 2 launched, but it was removed after the game had some pretty technical difficulties early on. Many PC players, particularly those in countries where the service is not available, are clearly not happy with the return of the PSN requirement. At the time of publication, Helldivers 2 has been hit with over 100,000 negative reviews in less than 48 hours, according to the Steam.
And it was going so well on Steam, wasn't it?
It was going
Yeah,
so
right.
well. We'll talk about how well it's been going, because it actually has done pretty well. So one, it requiring a PlayStation account. Honestly, I thought it already probably did require it, so I was
Yeah,
actually a little
you'd have
surprised
thought
to
so,
hear
wouldn't you? Yeah.
it didn't have it. But reading about the whole issue of it requiring a PSN account, particularly in those countries where the service is not available,
Mm-hmm.
that and I mean it's a minefield, because you removed that requirement and
Right.
you allowed people to basically get the game without it, and now you're basically saying you're going to put that requirement back in. I'm assuming that players that have it, even though they already have it, are probably going to be required to create a PSN account at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure, but I mean, it's just a bit of a minefield, because again, I buy this game, I live in an area that doesn't have PSN available to me. I can't create an account.
Yeah, what are they supposed to do? I mean,
They're just screwed. And so I think
Right.
that's where some of this outrage comes from.
and I get that. I mean,
And I get it too. I think if they had just had it in there from the get-go, and left it there, then this is a nothing burger, because honestly, I would have expected it to be there from the get-go. But to kind of retroactively put this in, and it's impacting people that have the game already,
Right.
that sucks.
Right.
So
The
That's all
only
I'd say
trouble is though, like, yeah, I get that side where people are in territories where they can't create a PSN account, but most of the crybabies on social media are all people who can create a Sony account, or I've probably got a Sony account, but we're still crying and say, I'm going for a refund, I'm not playing this ever again, oh, boo-hoo. Yet they're playing Halo, which needs a Microsoft account, they're playing Diablo, which needs a Battle.net account, they're playing Steep, which needs a Ubisoft account, and all these different games all want you to have their own accounts, and yet...
Look, Mark,
I think the crybabies. I think the crybabies.
Vladimir Putin is very upset. In Russia, he's not able to get a PSN account. He's angry, and you know, you're gonna go against Putin?
Yeah, fuck Putin.
It will be interesting to see how this plays out. Again, I kind of get it from both angles, but truth be told, I really thought they probably already required it.
Yeah,
so.
Right.
Yeah.
Research firm reveals the top grossing PC and console games of Q1 of 2024. Research firm Newzoo has revealed what it claims were the top grossing console and PC games for the first quarter of 2024. I will read this in reverse order. We have, starting at number 10, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. How is this possibly still a top game?
Well, I know it's had a bit of a resurgence lately, because I know one of my grandsons plays it, and Jay plays it a lot again. So yeah, it's become big time again.
Yeah. Okay. Number 9, Valorant. By the way, stop me anytime if you want to make a comment about any of this. Number 8, Pal World, which took the world by storm for a little bit, but I think it's cooled off. Dragon's Dogma 2 at number 7. This surprised me. Madden NFL 24. Just because it's such an Americanized game. NBA 2K24 at number 5. Coming at number 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 3, and Warzone 2.0. And then Helldivers 2 at number 3.
Right.
And then, of course, the big one. You thought I was going to say Fortnite, but no. EA Sports FC 24, formerly known as FIFA. And then finally, the game Mark loves now, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Still just still pulling in the big bucks. That's nuts.
Going back to the May the 4th and Fortnite again, they've just, on May the 4th, introduced like a mini season, and they've brought the Star Wars characters back in. So now you can get the Wookiee bowcaster, which explodes. You can get the EB-11 blaster. You can get the Sith lightsaber. You can get all the stormtroopers are on the map. What AI enemies you can destroy. So yeah, there's a big Star Wars influence at the moment in Fortnite as well. So yeah, they're taking advantage of it. And I used to slag off Fortnite so much years ago, but yeah, I've completely turned around. They put so much into keeping this game fresh and alive. Like I say, there's 3 weeks left of the current season. Then there's going to be another new map, a new theme, because at the moment the theme is like Hades and the Olympus and all that lot, all the Greek gods, and they just keep refreshing it and keeping it fresh, and the kids love it.
Shows. I mean, they're number one.
Yeah.
That's nuts. And just kind of rounding out the story, according to Newzoo, the global games market generated an estimated $184 billion, that's billion with a B, dollars in 2023, representing a 0.6% increase over 2022, which itself was down 5% year on year. So still trending. I guess the way to look at this is 2022 dipped pretty hard, 5%, and 2023 is peaked back up just ever so much. All right. Did you like Starfield? If you didn't like Starfield, maybe this is the opportunity to jump into Starfield. If you were angry that it was only at 30 frames per second, Here you go. Starfield's next update includes a 60 frames per second mode for the Xbox Series X, detailed surface maps, and more. Update 1.11.33. There's a mouthful.
Boy.
Which is available now in Steam Beta, and its general release on May 15th includes detailed surface maps, something that had been previously requested, and honestly they need desperately. I have an image of what that looks like I don't know if you can capture that, Mark, or not from the notes, but it looks much better. It actually shows you kind of how you can traverse around. Let's see, an extreme difficulty mode has been introduced, which is now the game's highest difficulty setting. Players can now customize the interior of the ships. This was hugely important. Similar to the way players could customize their homesteads in the Fallout games, or even in this game, I believe. This includes changing the position of furniture and other decorative items. See, this is one of those things. In this game, I was collecting all this random shit because I was like, oh, I'll be able to use it on my ship. No. The update will also change the game's performance mode on Xbox Series X. The performance mode will now target 60 frames per second, and for users with a VRR display, a 40 frames percent option. 40 frames percent. There's a new term. 40 frames per second option will be available. And at the end of the update video, viewable above, which you're not seeing, but they had an update video. They also confirmed that Bethesda is working on the game's first land vehicle.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there you go. You don't just have to have the jetpacks. You'll now be able to cruise around in a buggy. Okay. Xbox Game Showcase and Redacted Direct announced for June 9th. The Xbox Game Showcase, the first to include games across Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, and the Xbox Game Studios, will be live streamed on June 9th, starting at 10 p.m. in the Pacific, the only time that really counts, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. bullshit time. Oh, sorry, British time, British Standard Time. The showcase will be followed by a direct, which Microsoft currently is billed as Redacted, but everybody and their mother believes it to be a Call of Duty. I'm sure that's what it's going to be. We will be airing a special deep dive into the next installment of a beloved franchise, reads the post on Xbox Wire. According to The Verge, Microsoft will have a lot of games to show at the event, including games planned for 2025. The over and under, of course, bet will be how many of those will appear on a PlayStation 5.
Right.
The report also lists what is claims to be the target launch months for Xbox first-party games coming in 2024, which includes Starfield's Shattered Space expansion, the new Call of Duty, Indiana Jones, and The Great Circle, and Flight Simulator 2024, and Avowed. So there we go. I didn't bother trying to look at what those quote-unquote timeframes were. They're coming. You can go look this article up if you need to. Okay, so quick other headlines. By the way, are we excited for the showcase?
Mm-hmm.
The showcase, if it's Call of Duty, no.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like this is the danger I think Xbox runs into with doing these kind of like a showcase and then an extended viewing of something after it, because whatever the game is, Starfield they did, and everybody was super excited for that because there was highly anticipation for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Call of Duty is going to maybe it's going to generate that same buzz. I don't know, but you run the risk if everybody kind of stopped talking about your showcase and now they're just talking about this one event that happened after it. So, I don't know that I would have done it. It is also interesting to note that, even though E3 is dead, Summer's Game Fest kicks off that week, and the Xbox event is the same week as E3 would have been.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Right.
Okay. Other headlines. Ubisoft's free-to-play X-Defiant will finally go live on May 21st on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Anybody played this? Anybody excited for this? I've heard some kind of good things about it, but
I'm sure I'll look into it. I mean, free to play, so.
True. Knuckles.
I saw a trailer for this today. It looked quite good, actually.
Knuckles, the movie, had the most viewed opening weekend of any Paramount
It's a series.
Plus original series to
Yeah,
date.
it's a series, not
It's
a
a
movie.
series?
Yeah, it's a series, yeah.
Oh yeah, Owen was all excited about this, so he had to watch. So
Is this going to be a repeat of Master Cheeks? Are we going to have Knuckles Cheeks?
God, I hope not.
Well, it looked quite humorous, but from what I saw of the trailer. So
maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I won't take it too seriously.
Yeah, fair. Well, I'm just going to say this right now. I didn't really get along with the new Sonic movies.
I still haven't seen them.
They were just eh.
Mm.
In fairness, I also kind of thought that way about the Mario movie. So.
Ah.
I've not seen that even. I've heard a lot of people rave about the Mario movie.
I know. I think my expectations were too high for that.
Yeah.
I went in just like really expecting something I was going to laugh at and enjoy, and it was okay, but it was just okay.
Yeah.
All right. Something to be angry about to finish off the news section. Sony is pulling Horizon Zero Dawn from the PlayStation Plus game catalog.
God damn you,
leaving the
Sony.
service on May 21st.
Yeah.
So
I own
okay,
it.
why? Why?
Well,
why would you pull a game off of your catalog?
Your first party games like that are what draws people into the catalog, isn't it?
And here is the speculation. They're going to do a remaster.
Probably.
So they want you to buy it again.
Yeah.
I'm not, but go ahead.
Yeah, because Zero Dawn was actually a PS4 game, wasn't it? It was the Forbidden West, which was the PS5 one. Yeah.
Yep.
Sony has definitely enjoyed the remastering of some of their big title games.
Yeah.
It's a cheap money grab. It's an easy way to do it. So
they're not doing a Fallout 4 there where you get a free current gen upgrade. You actually have to buy the fucking thing again.
But they're for the player.
For the players, yeah. Well done, Sony.
For the player.
And
okay.
you have to sign into their account.
That's the news.
Yeah.
But we have more news because Kim, we got some new releases coming. Let's talk about it.
I do. I have a few. Alrighty, your new releases for May 5th through the 12th are Prison Architect 2 for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, May 7th. Seed of Life for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, May 7th as well. V Rising for the PC on May 8th. Animal Well. Not sure what that is. It sounds weird. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Animal Well for the PS5, and Switch, and PC, May 9th. Crow Country for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, May 9th. Mark, you're awful. Little Kitty Big City, and I'm not saying that. Out for the Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, May 9th. That's actually the one I'm looking forward to. And it's coming to Game Pass, but I would buy it. Because
Little Kitty
I've
Big
been actually
City.
following this game since it was first, first announced. So I'm.
Is it me or does Seed of Life
Kim
seem
started
like
the Kickstarter on it.
I might have.
I've got to see what this is now. What is it called? Little Kitty Fat Pussy.
Big City.
Big City.
It's cool. It's like it's about a cat who's roaming the city. So it's.
Didn't
it's
you
a
play
little,
a game like this already?
The kind of Stray was a little like that. Only I think this is going to be a little more humorous and lighthearted than Stray was.
Okay.
But
All right.
it's not going to be nearly as dark. Not that Stray was all that dark. At least I didn't think so. And the people that were disappointed by the ending because they thought it was sad, I'm not sure what's wrong with you, but whatever.
It's very cartoony.
Okay, spoiler.
Yes.
What was the ending? I'm never going to play Stray.
Of Stray was he eventually gets out of the
spoilers.
yeah.
Go on.
Spoilers! If you haven't played Stray yet, Nintendo, you might
If
want
you're a
to
cat lover, you've already played this game.
go
Come
away.
on, let's go.
But anyway, the end of Stray was he eventually finds his way out of the robot city, and he actually opens up this because it's basically underground is what the city is. And by the time it's all over and done with, he has found a way with him and his little robot buddy. They've found a way to open it up so that now the robots can come from out from underground and actually see what the sun and the grass and all that is like. So
and people
I
thought
guess
that was
you're
sad
supposed to, yeah. Well, people call that
Why?
sad because I guess he didn't meet up
because
with
he finally came out of his cave.
Right. Well, kind of like I do every spring. But anyway, I guess they were mad because he didn't right away regroup with the rest of his family because there was more than one cat, right?
Oh, he left. So he left everybody behind, basically.
But yeah, but I'm thinking what you're supposed to read into that is eventually he will go and find the rest of his
That's the
family and it'll be
DLC.
fine. The only bummer I guess about it was his little robot buddy had to give up his life or whatever to get the computer to work so that they could open up the city so the robots could get out. So
So the robot died, and
Yeah.
people are like
I guess they're mad about that. I
upset
was,
about the machine dying.
right.
Did they cry when Terminator died? Doubt
Maybe.
it. Hypocrites. All right.
Little kitty, big city, right? This
Yes.
just proves that cats are absolute twats.
They're
Well, I
menace.
already
They're,
know
Right.
they're a
this.
menace
I
to
live with
society.
cats,
This
so I
cat
don't-
is going around. Watch. Oh, there goes a pot off the wall.
Yeah, well, I did that in Stray. I knocked all
Yeah,
the
I know.
freaking
That's
hands
yeah,
off. Or,
yeah. Just
Yeah.
proves my point.
Yep.
Cats are fucking evil.
Also are dogs. So there you go.
Yeah, I can't finish Stray anyway because took it off a fucking PS Plus, the bastards.
I bought it, so you know.
Yeah, well done, son.
I'm sorry. I'm fixated on this cat just being a menace.
I know,
all
right?
right.
It's awesome.
Thank you, Kim, for the games coming up.
Right.
Literally nothing on that list excites me, but
Bad.
Little Kitty, Big City. Apparently, that's the home run. Seed of Life sounds like it should be something out of like the National Geographic movie about, about your
Right.
cats giving birth on your doorstep. All right, Playdates. Hey, here's a fun fact. I have no idea when I'm going to be able to play Halo on Wednesday again because life and work has just been nonstop craziness. So apologies to anybody who's wanting to be getting on and playing Halo on Wednesdays. That just hasn't happened. Cross fingers this Wednesday. I might be able to sneak in.
Let me know.
But yeah, I will.
Okay.
We have it pinned to try. All I can do is try, man. It's all I
That's
can
all
do.
you can. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of trying,
Mhm.
now that his tooth is fixed, Mark, Fatal
Yeah.
Fridays, are we back on
yeah,
track?
yeah, we should be back on track now. Yeah, so yeah, apologies for the past few weeks, but yeah, it's
He
been
was high on
horrendous.
morphine. So,
High
you
on
know.
morphine, in agony, and
Sneaking morphine in behind his wife's back. That's
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
part.
It's a good
Right.
job Jenny doesn't listen to this podcast, isn't it? Mind you, when she actually does need a morphine and she goes to it in the cupboard and looks at the bottom and goes, "What the fuck?" and it's half
Yeah,
empty.
well,
yeah, I'm gonna be. In
That's
big
when you
trouble.
just say, I don't know, Jay.
Yeah, and then when and then when she tries to order some more because it's a controlled drug, they turn around and
Right.
say,
Oh, yeah.
"Well, you're not due anymore yet. You're not allowed any. You can't have any yet. You've
Right.
had too much."
You're taking
Yeah,
it at kind of a high
I'm in
rate.
big trouble. Yeah,
Yeah.
All Mark's fault.
yeah, all Mark's fault. Yeah.
All Mark's fault.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap things up. Hey, fast shout out. I know Boomer jumped in. I think somebody else had jumped into the chat as well. So Kim, let's
That
do
was
another
my,
shout out to the
my
chat.
granddaughter Lily Mae. Yeah,
Oh, I wondered who that was.
yeah.
Alrighty, well, shout out to Boomer and to Mark's granddaughter, CP Matthew, Badge, and Lord for finally making it before it was half over. So thanks, you guys, for jumping in the chat. We always
I
appreciate
now
it.
slightly feel bad about some of the words I've been using.
No,
knowing that
Uh-oh.
Mark's
no, they know
granddaughter-
they know more than us. Don't
Probably.
let them
That's
fool
kind of the
you.
way it goes.
yeah.
I mean, Anthony's that way now, and it just about shocks me.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Fair.
that would happen. So, yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
so thanks for jumping in the chat, people. We'll be
Yeah,
here again
thanks.
next week.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Hey, do the like, subscribe, share thing if you haven't already. Do it again.
Mash that
Um,
like button.
Mash that like button. God, that makes me just my skin crawl when I say that.
Oh, yeah, my teeth go on edge whenever I hear that. I'm like, oh my
I
God.
feel like I sound like Robin at this point now.
All right.
All right. Come back next week. We're going to be doing this again next Sunday. It's our thing. We do it every Sunday, 12 p.m. in the UK. Sorry,
8 p.m. in
I
UK.
can't tell time anymore. Apparently, I am retirement age now. That's the thing. I should just retire.
There you go.
12 p.m. my time.
There you
That's
go.
the important time. That's all
Of
I care
course.
about. I don't know Kim's time zone. I don't care. Mark, it's 8 p.m. your time
8 p.m.,
in the UK.
It's 2 mine.
So-
So there you
Yeah. Come back. We'll hang out. We will put out an audio version of this podcast at some point in time between today and tomorrow. We never know when it'll drop. It all depends. And sometimes it takes 2 days because things fuck up.
Mhm.
But we'll get it out so you can listen to it again. Maybe you just really need to hear my voice again. I understand. I listen to myself all the time, so you should listen to me again.
go.
We'll be back next week. Do some shout outs. Let's start with Mark.
I want to shout out Pete actually because you were saying you haven't heard anything from him. He's actually been putting a few videos out lately, So there's another like 2 or 3 videos on there, which
It'd be great if he'd come back to the podcast.
I've already put in the comments, and he's replied to me, and he says he's coming back soon. So maybe
Sure.
2025, 2026. I don't know. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but yeah, he's doing okay. I'm loving the videos, Pete, and we miss you so much. And I want to shout out to all the Discord users for not really embracing it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, can you? It's died a
future.
death in there again, so I feel a bit
It was
disheartened.
there for a
trying.
moment.
I know you are, Kim.
Yeah.
I know you are. You and even Nicole, who isn't on the show anymore, she's been quite active in there. We've had a new member join, Shank McStabbyface, who's a long-time community member anyway. So he's joined the Discord. So thank you very much for joining. But yeah, please get involved in the Discord. Cause,
I blame Boomer and CP Matthew.
yeah. Yeah, I don't let my £100 what it cost me for Meebot for the lifetime fucking Meebot go to waste. Help me out. Yeah. So yeah, please join Discord. Link will be in wherever the show notes. I'll let you take us out, Greg.
Or Kim, if you want to do a shout out, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
thanks,
I
I
thought
appreciate
Kim had
that.
gone. Sorry.
Well, for one thing, I'm glad Mark is feeling better because I've also been dealing with the tooth and dentist thing, and it's a pain in the butt. Although not really as bad, but I am gonna.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
It's funny because it was, I think, literally the week after you had yours done.
Right. I mean, I
So-
still have a couple that need
Oh,
to be
dear.
pulled, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
yeah. But they don't see. The funny thing is, they don't hurt.
No.
But she says I've got a cavity in them and they need to be
All
pulled.
right,
So I'm like,
yeah.
okay, fine, whatever. So yeah, I sympathize with you there. I've been through that and it sucks. So I'm glad you're feeling better
Thank
and
you.
no longer high on morphine, sending me those weird messages. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, shout out to everybody else. I hope you have a good week. I don't know. Keep following me in case you want to hear about new kittens because it seems like I've been having them for a while.
Why
So-
don't we have
I'm not
a kitten? We have a
having
kitten section in
Yeah.
Discord, Kim. We can all keep track of them then.
There you go.
Non-stop pussy talk.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not
the
actually
pussy
having the
hour
kittens,
with
but my
Kim
cats are.
Woods.
So, I guess I'll keep you informed on that deal. Other than that, I hope you all have a good week. I'm glad to be here. I'll pass you over to Greg. So,
All right. Well, first of all, Mark, pre-happy birthday.
Thank you.
I now know what I'm getting, actually, both of you, for your birthdays. It'll be toothbrush and toothpaste, apparently.
yeah.
I have that already.
Yeah.
So,
Shout out to Robin. Yeah. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Robin. I'm just going to leave it there. All right, everybody, thank you very much for being here. It's been a blast. I love the both of you for being on the podcast with me this week. Unlike
but
Robin,
if we're not on the podcast, does that mean you don't love us anymore? Or?
pretty much.
When
Once
we're
you're
not on
off
the podcast,
show,
Kim,
you're
we don't
out of my
exist.
heart.
We don't exist when we're not on the show.
Yeah.
Kim who? Mark who? Who
Right,
are these
who are
people?
they?
It took me the longest time to remember Christopher Matthews' name. Out of sight, out of mind. Just saying.
I think
seriously.
I think
Holy
Chris
shit,
should...
Big Smooth
Wow!
in the chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Chris
Oh.
should come back to the show.
Speaking of people out of sight, out of mind, Canadians.
yeah. I still remember his
all right.
catchphrase. Is Big Smooth out? That was
Big
classic.
Smooth out.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're done.
Yeah.
Thanks for the timely join, Big Smooth. We'll see you next week.
Oh,
Come
see
back.
out.
Love you, bye.
Play.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.